Hi, this is Wisconsin Halloween Haunter. This video is going to be kind of an ongoing project almost. I'm going to be talking about a little bit about the front gate of the cemetery in this video, and in the next one I'll do a little bit of what do you call it, of the fence, which this will be the first year that we'll have really any sort of fence. Previous years, between winds, time, and money constraints, we haven't done any fence really at all. So this will be the first year to have some of this, and I think that it's a very important part to get the right effects. It kind of separates your yard from everyone else's, and it's kind of a psychological thing. It makes you feel a little more alone than you really are, and it makes you feel a little more far away than it really is. So that's just my take on it, but I'm sure some of you out there would agree. Sorry again if the audio and stuff isn't working. I'm still using a really bad video recorder connected directly to my computer. I don't even know if I'll have a new camera by the end of this season. So anyway, let's get right to the project. First of all, you'll need a wooden lathe. Any length can go. Any length will work. This particular package has 30 pieces. Each piece is about 2 feet in length, and it cost me about $4 today at Menards. And that's pretty much the only material you'll need. You can use this and you'll have a perfectly decent looking gate. I also have spray paint. It's not right here right now because I'm not going to do a lot right now. But you'll need spray paint of whatever color you choose. I have some black, some gray, and some green. You'll need a measuring tape. No, I'm not a Vikings fan, but my mom is. That's just what happens to be lying around. You probably can't see because it's in its case, but you'll need a drill of some kind with assorted drill bits. You also need some little tiny screws to help screw these together. I'd say 1/2 inch long is the longest screw you'll want because, see, this is not very thick stuff. You don't want a screw to go all the way through because that's just a lawsuit waiting to happen. So you want to be safe with that. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lay these out into whatever design you want for your fence. It can be any design. It can be as high or as wide as you want. You're only limited by how much wood you have and how many screws you have to hold it all together. If you want, you can get really fancy and do, one of the fences with a curve on top. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do pretty much a square. Or a rectangle, I guess, would be more like it. So I'm going to lay that out right now. And I see that the computer is still actually working too, so that's a good sign. So I'm going to just lay out just one fence piece. You only need to lay out or fence piece. You only need to do one gate piece. I'm going to have probably a double gate with 2 gates that swing open that kind of mirror each other. And I'm going to do just one right now because then I can just copy the first one to do the second one. And I don't think you need to watch me make 2 of the same thing. So I'm going to pause this and I'm going to lay out a quick design. Doesn't need to be fancy, like I said. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, so I just quickly laid out a very basic design. It's probably going to end up being something like this. I'm not going to screw it together right away here. You don't want to screw anything together until you're absolutely sure you have it the way you want it. And this isn't exactly the way I want it. Looking at it now, it's just a little too, I don't know, barnyardish, I guess. The main reason I did it like this with so many slats is just to give it a little more structural integrity, just to help hold it together better. I'm also probably going to make this twice as long, or I might just make it twice as tall. That's going to partially depend on construction room here, and it's also going to kind of depend on the fence I end up building for it later. I figure I'll do the gate first and design the fence around that. So I'm going to tweak this a little bit, and I'll see what I end up with. Alright, I just relayed it out, and I like this a lot. This is 4 feet high and 2 feet wide. This is a single gate. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I only used 13 pieces on this, and I spent $4 to buy 30. So I'm not even at half the number of, they're sitting right there, the number of lathe pieces I have. And like I said, this is just wooden lathe. At least in our Menards, it was at the very back of the lumber department, kind of hidden almost. But they have a big shelf all devoted to lathe. They come in, I think, 4-foot sections or 2-foot sections. These are all 2-foot, just some of them mounted together to 4-foot. Now, these are the screws I'm going to be using. It's just a little package of multi-screws here. I like these because they're short. They're tightly, they're tight. they fit in. They go into wood nice and tight. These are, I think what I'm trying to say, these are finishing screws. So they go in nice and flush. But see, you want them really, sure, this one's probably, oh, that one's actually perfect. So like I said about, you don't want them any longer than a 1/2 inch. Any longer than that, you're going to have too much screw sticking out the back, and it gets dangerous then. So the next thing, now with this kind of wood, it doesn't even say what kind of wood this is. So I have no clue. I'm going to assume that it's a hardwood. And when you have a hardwood and you want to screw it, you always need a pre-drill hole, unfortunately, but it's simply the way things work. Let's get a drill bit here. Nice thing about this drill is it came with one of these, so in addition to the drill bits that it came with, you can put any kind of drill bit that needs a chuck on. This is probably what I'm looking for. Alright, now since it's no fun to watch me drill, I'm going to quickly drill and screw something in just to show you how I'm going to go about this. Alright, you can see I just screwed one in. This might actually be a softwood because it drilled really easily. I wish it would tell us what kind of wood it was. But anyway, so the screw went in perfectly. I'm going to try actually just screwing one in without drilling. We'll find out if it's a hard or a softwood. And again, now, that's just the base, so that's okay to start screwing that in. But again, make sure that you know that you want this design. I'm pretty sure I want this design. I actually kind of like this. It gives it a... Look at how, just think about how different it looks. And these are the same pieces of wood. I haven't added anything different except for the bottom half. All I did was I angled them instead of having them go horizontal, and it makes a huge difference. And there's no reason I can't put some fake spider webs or something on this to give it a little bit of effect too. So I'm going to start screwing these in, and I'll report back to you on whether it's a hardwood or a softwood too. Alright? Alrighty. Well, I finished assembling the darn thing. It only takes about 5-10 minutes per side. It actually, it's pretty solid. It's a little flimsy, but in the end, it really isn't bad. I also added a hinge on the side. I need to cover up the screws from that. I have a hinge right there. It's to help mount it. Because I want these to be able to be somewhat free moving. I just think it gives a better effect. And so that's pretty much it for how to do the door. I'm gonna get into a little bit of painting here. I'm gonna do a separate video on painting just in general. So I'm not going to paint these. This is going to be the end of this video. I'll probably build the other one, and I'll show a quick clip of what the other one looks like. Let's go over here, and I'll talk a little bit about paint quickly, though. Sorry. Can't see it. There we go. Still trying to use the computer as a viewfinder. Alright, I have one satin stone gray, one satin granite, 2 flat blacks, and 1 satin greenish, pea greenish. type of thing, kind of moss green. And definitely go with the. Don't ever use gloss paint for anything like this. I learned that the hard way with tombstones. They're shiny. I don't know if you can see that. Here, I'll pull it out. Whoops! Don't fall! Don't fall! Don't fall! All right. Made these a while ago, but they're shiny, and I couldn't figure out why they were shiny at first. And then I figured out that I used gloss paint. So that was a little bit of a, I don't know what you call it, faux pas on my part. It was a haunter's faux pas. They don't work out too bad. I'll talk more in depth about gloss and everything for the next video for painting. But anyway, so these are the colors I'm choosing. The green one I'm going to use to help with some of the tombstones because some of them need a little bit of work. I've had them for about 5 years now, so they're starting to fall apart a bit, and they just need some touch-up. The black and gray, I'm going to use some mixture of that for the fence. There, you can get a good shot of that. See, I think it looks pretty good. I'll be painting it black with a touch of gray. Probably throw a little bit of green on there on the very bottom for some moss. So that's the bulk of it. I'm going to quickly assemble the other one, and that I'll show you what they look like together. But I'm pretty happy with how that came out for a $10 project and 20 minutes of my time. That really turned out pretty well, and I think it'll be a good effect. I do need to figure out how to cover up the screws from the hinge. That'll be one thing. I'll probably just get a scrap piece of wood and cover that up. I'll paint it up, but first I'm just going to do the other one, and I'll show you what they look like together, and then that'll be the end of this. Alrighty, I just put together the other one. Here's the finished product. Whoops, I just hit the screws. Hopefully you can kind of see it. There's the first one I did, and there's the second one. The second one didn't turn out as good as I would have hoped, but you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect, so it's a haunted creature. It doesn't have it all white. Yeah, that's what they'll look like together, except they will be painted. So that's how you can make your own cemetery gate for under $10. Something else, you can see I have dryer vent in the back. I'm going to be working on a much better fog chiller, new and improved. I just picked up some hardware stuff. I would love to figure out how to get that motor attached if I can't find the right U-bolt for it. The flying crankos, so that might just have to wait until next year. So yeah, that's about where I stand with all my props. For those of you who already saw the video, Vinny is done. He just needs to be set up outside. And yeah, I'm just working on getting all the props ready to go outside. I don't set up until at the earliest I'll set up a week in advance. At the latest it'll be just the weekend before Halloween. And that's probably what it'll end up being. So I will keep on updating you on what I've built and what I've bought. I think I'm done buying props now. I'm just building some stuff and planning out getting ready to set everything up. The next video is going to be about the fencing, and then I will do the painting. I'll paint the fence and the gates. I'll paint that all in one go so I can do a single video about it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and thanks for living through the horrible camera I have again. And I'll see you in the next video.